guys, and by guys, I mean watchers of literary gladiators, because this is not our channel, but we are making a video for it. Today, we wanted to talk about, in our opinion, what makes a great novel.
World building.
I thought we talked about this before we were going to start this video, that it wasn't world building per se, but the atmosphere of a novel. We read this together as a book club, and while you were not the biggest fan of this book, you agreed with me when I said that the strengths of it was in its ability to create a creepy atmosphere, this like slow building anxiety, all of these twisting and turning narratives that came together to create what is essentially a brilliant horror novel. That's what's really good about horror for me, is that like feeling they can create.
No. What you just said, that means world building. This is what I keep trying to tell you about fantasy, even though you keep being like, I don't like fantasy. But here you are saying you like world building, because ambiance, feeling, that's all built by a world, the characters, the way the world is built, the mythology behind the world, the way it makes you feel. That's world building. That's what I mean. And that's why you should like fantasy. And for some reason, you don't. A perfect example was when we all read Queen of the Tearling, and you were like, blah, blah, fantasy, blah, this is so boring. But that was great world building. That was a perfectly not overbearing fantasy world that was good to read, and you didn't like it. And here you are telling me you like world building. I don't get it.
The thing that I was trying to say is that it isn't necessarily the creation of a world that is the thing that I really love in books. Like, it has to do with the words put to the page and like the structure and how that represents certain things. Hold on. Okay, this was one of your, in particular, favorite books of last year, and it was my pick. It's a literary fiction book, and even though you particularly enjoy fantasy and young adult books, and you particularly dislike literary fiction, for some reason you really loved Station 11. And I think that has to do with the atmosphere, which is created by like that great writing and the ability for the literal words on the page to create something awesome.
Right, but it's not just about the words on the page and the feeling, though. It has to have a good plot. The reason I like Station 11 so much is that the plot kept moving. And so you're saying that like that plot is good, but you don't like YA as much as I do, and that's what YA is. Moving plot, moving characters, worlds that are great. That's not any less good writing than literary fiction, even though, hold the phone, so many people say it is. Not getting into that right now. But I love YA and you don't love YA, so what is that all about? That's good writing, that's a good plot. And just because it isn't as involved, it doesn't need to be as involved. The plot is moving, and that's what I love. That's part of what makes a good book. You have to be able to create a world and move through it. Don't get bogged down in the pretty little fancy words.
But that's just the thing, is like I need more depth. We aren't talking like high fantasy depth, because too far in the wrong direction with that one. But when all of your worlds have the same basic structure, and I've seen this world over and over again, there's no ingenuity there. There's no like creativity there that's gonna capture me in the same way that like, okay, the characters are sassy and the plot's moving, that's great, I'll keep reading. But I'm not like in love with the book. One of my favorite books, and you haven't read this one. Oh god, can I reach it? Three Body Problem. Translated from Chinese. Brilliant science fiction book. Pushing the boundaries. It goes maybe so far in depth into like how this world works, but it's our world and it's science and it's real, and it talks about like all of these things that like I wouldn't know if I hadn't read this, and it makes it such a great package, and oh, it's just so good.
But it's not that I dislike information. That's the wrong thing, too, because I do plenty of non-fiction reviews on our channel. I just did Catherine the Great, A Portrait of a Woman, and that was entirely non-fiction. I listened to a bunch of non-fiction on audio, and that's detail after detail after detail. So it's not like I don't like that. I just, there's something in the middle here, something that I like, something that you don't like, something that you like, something that I don't like. What is that thing? Why do we always end up having this conversation?
I don't know why we haven't found it. Maybe it has something to do with...
Alright, no, stop! Okay, we just need to not do this again. We just need to... No more. Just... No. Face this way.
Okay.
Here at Betwixt the Books, we talk about genre a lot because what makes our club and our channel work is that we all are very different readers, and what I like in a book, she doesn't like in a book. What she likes in a book, I usually don't like in a book, and that's why we work, because we don't like the same things, and when we read the same book, turns out that we like two different things or don't like it for the reason the other person likes it, and that's where the great discussions come in. So if you liked us talking about genre, if you think that your reading tastes and you match up with one of us or the other one, and don't forget that if you don't match up with either of us, there is Taylor, who shows up in our Bibliomates for Beginners book club episodes, which happen once a month for an hour. So we just argue about books a lot because we love them. And we love different things because, you know, there's no one way to read a book. So thanks for watching, guys. We hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you to Literary Gladiators for hosting us. We are big fans and we love talking to them all the time. So glad to have the partnership going.
Subscribe to them if you haven't already. Come over to our channel. If you haven't seen us before, we are a tiny baby channel, but I do know that Josh has mentioned us a couple times on this channel.
Thank you, Josh.
Yeah, that's I think all that we've got to shout out.
We should stop before we keep arguing.
Yeah.
It's for the best. Go to our channel for more. We're talking about genre all the time. So we will hopefully see you there.